All right, this assignment is called graphics, and this is the file you'll start with. And you just need to follow the directions that are on the pages, and then you'll submit this file when you've completed it. To the left is a partial faded example of what you're asked to make. And so we're taking the Colorado flag and sticking a dancing bear in where the just the regular yellow circle is, okay? And so it's just a little goof. You'll put the flag and an altered bear on this page. You'll remove all this stuff. Well, how do you go about doing that? Well, on slide 2, you need to get the original copy of the bear. You could certainly just copy this URL. And we need to remove everything but the blue part here, or we want just the head of the bear. There's a great website called remove.bg for this. And you can certainly paste the image or the URL right here. You could also drop the file in. I'll just use URL, and I'll paste that in. And there's the dancing bear. In this interface here, what you want to do is to remove the background. So hit remove background, and it looks like we've already done that. And what we want to do now is edit the file. And so go to edit. And you have this option of erase and restore. And you have a brush size. So what we want you to do is just to, whoops, that made a mistake, so I'll undo that. So what you want to do is kind of get rid of all the stuff down here. And don't miss any of it. And we want something kind of like this. That can go in that circle. And we'll see how that goes. Okay. And then what you do is you choose download and say download image. And that will show up here down at the bottom. And you can bring that file in to your slideshow. It's going to be the most recent file in your downloads folder. So if you come here, and we're trying to do this on this page, is we want to bring in that image. And so you can go to insert image, and you want to upload from your computer. And in downloads should be the file that you just did, the most recent one. And there's my dancing bear head, okay? The next thing I believe I need to do, I've isolated the bear, clicked on the edit, did erase, got rid of what I wanted, and put that in the Colorado flag. Okay? So we need to get a Colorado flag. Let's go do that. I can come out here and just type in Colorado flag. And go to images. And we just grab this one off Wikipedia and just say copy image. And then come back here to slide 1 and say paste. Now, since this was the most recent thing I brought in, it's going to be on top of the bear. So we'll need to do some order and arrange. So let's just get rid of this now. Get rid of this. Take this flag, and what we want to do is move it to the back. So it's arrange, order, send to back. Make this nice and big. Bring in our dancing bear here. And get it to go into the sea like that. And that's the first assignment. That was the first part assignment. We don't need this slide now. I delete it. Don't need this slide. And don't need this slide anymore. And don't need this last slide here. Now I'm on to the next step. Find an image of a famous person and remove the background from that image. Put the URL of the image you use in the slide. Add a quote from that person. Add when this person was born, and if deceased, also when they died. This is your second slide. An example is on the next slide. Here's one of John Lennon. He's on top of his apartment, the Viking, in New York, and they took this picture, and we went into a remove BG and put that in here. And again, if you want to see those steps, that looks like this. I'll type in John Lennon, NYC. It's a very iconic picture here of him. And I'll go with this one. And let's see what we can do here, if I can find the exact image I want. Let's see here. Let's go back for a second. I'm just looking for that straight-on shot of Mr. Lennon. Yeah, I'm not getting it. Let's see here. Sorry for the delay at my end. That should do it. Open a new window. Yeah, this is the one I want. So you right-click on it. You can certainly copy link address or copy image address. I would do that. And that's the URL. And so of the image itself, I believe if I pasted that in right now, it should give me just that image, and it does. This is the URL I'm going to need to share on my slide, so I'll copy that. And this should be able to go right into remove BG. So remove.bg. I got this other stuff here. I'm not sure what that's about. And again, put in the URL. Hit OK. And it should just remove the background for you immediately, and it does. And so here I now just hit download. And this one's called, I believe, Lennon NYC, and it's a PNG. So I've downloaded that, and I'll close this and close that, close this, and I'm back to here. And so on the second slide, and I could just use this slide right here to do this second slide. Goodness, go away. All right. So I do have in my clipboard the URL, so I might get that in here right away. And so that's a really big mouthful there, but I can make it pretty small. Okay, I'll do something like that and just put it down here for now. John Lennon, bring him in. That's insert image from the computer. And there's Mr. Lennon. So something like that. And we could do a background. I could come in here and do an image or do some colors. I tend to just do a rectangle and send it to the back. So if I grab a rectangle and go like this and send it to the back, arrange order, send to back, maybe do a gradient to it, something along the lines of that perhaps. It makes the URL kind of hard to read, so I'll make that maybe a light blue or something, a little easier to read. And this is John Lennon, and if I look it up, he was born in 1940 and he was assassinated in 1980. He would be 40 years old. So I would take a font, excuse me, a text box, I'll find one, and the text I need down here is just who this is, John Lennon. And he lived from 1940 to 1980. And he was a British musician primarily, but he was more than that. I'll just leave it as that. And perhaps make that bold, certainly make it something I can read. Perhaps, again, a light blue. And go with a lot bigger font. And it looks like I misspelled musician. So I'll do something like this. musician. Maybe that, and make this one a little bit smaller. And I'm being lazy here. I can certainly do nicer font, right? And it won't take much time. I know you know what you're doing. I'll go with that. And then I have a quote from him. And the one I had from earlier is, life is something that happens to you while you're busy making other plans. I'll copy that just to save some time here in the video. Paste that out, paste that in. And that would pass for a movie slide. It looks like I have a little white there I got to deal with. So come up here, bring that up a little bit. Something like that. Probably looks better now. Oh yeah. Okay. Life is something that happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Boy, is that the truth. So that's slide 2. And you would just submit that, and you can get rid of my example that I have here. All right, number 3. You fix the tear in the hair. This is actually a picture of me in college. I'm reading a book, and my roommate took this picture. And it was an old black and white picture on really thick paper, and it got torn over the years. This picture did. And so what I want you to do, the photo was torn at the top. Zoom in and try to adjust it so the tear disappears. On a Chromebook, you could take pictures of the hair part that's not torn and do a partial screenshot. I don't have a Chromebook on me. On a Macintosh, it is Command, Control, Shift, and then the number 4. And if you do that, you get a little crosshair thing that you can highlight something, and it'll take a picture of it, and then if you paste it, it comes in, and you can kind of cover the hair that way. Okay? So it'll look better if you do this when you zoom in. So zoom in quite a bit on the tear, and now use your screenshot. So again, the Macintosh Command Control Shift 4. There's directions on how to do that for the others. And you just want to take a little piece of the hair that's not torn, and then paste that in. Whoa, that's big, huh? I don't know if that. Maybe I shouldn't zoom in. Let's say we don't zoom in. That's kind of crazy. Let me zoom out. That did not do what I wanted. So if I hit paste again, yeah, that's ridiculous. That won't work at all. So don't zoom in. That was a mistake on my part. So keep it at 100% or just fit. Will be fine. And let's try that one more time with feeling. You can see over here the keys you have to hold down on a Chromebook. And you have to just choose copy to clipboard. You'll be okay. So now I paste this one. That might be a little bit better. And we're trying to fix the tear in the hair. Okay, I got a little bit right there. I can just pull that over a bit. And what do you know? The tear is fixed. It's not perfect, but that'll work. You fix the tear. You fix the tear of the hair. So if you want to, you can certainly get rid of this box and get rid of this image. And that's number 4 or 3. Number 4, crop the image into an oval shape. The boss wants this picture of the Beatles to be an oval instead of a rectangle. Well, it says select image, go to the crop icon, which is that guy right there, and select the oval shape. Let's see what happens. Select the image, go to the crop tool, go to shapes, go to oval, and now you have the Beatles in an oval shape. Nothing really too crazy about that, but it's just kind of cool. There's other shapes as well. And so that's all you have to do for that one. And again, if you want to clean it up, you can get rid of all these text boxes, and you'll have a cleaner look. So that Dancing Bear, quote, fix the tear in the hair, and now the Beatles are in an oval. All right. Somebody photobombed him right there. So this next one, number 5, is a screenshot to prove this illusion. Square A appears markedly darker than square B, right? Even though they are the exact same shade of gray. Holy cow, really? All right. So again, you're doing a screenshot. Again, it depends on what kind of machine you're using. And either A or B area. So do a screenshot of either this area or this area, paste it in, and put it over the other letter, and you'll see that it's crazy. They are actually the same color. So here's what this looks like. So Command Control Shift 4, and I'll do this little A right here, right? I let up, and then I paste it. Okay, so that's that A, right? Look what happens when I put it over here. It's the same color as the other one. Is that nuts? It's an optical illusion that is made because of the shadowing effect here. And so if that doesn't convince you, take a shot of A, or B, excuse me, down here. Copy paste that, and notice how dark it is over here, but if you put it over here, it is that color, and then over here, it is that color. It is the weirdest thing. I love this optical illusion. So I think if I had to do it over again, I'd beat exactly 100%, and that way your crop comes out a little bit better. I would do that for the hair as well, but it's okay. So there's really nothing you have to do on this slide. Maybe leave me the patch that you made so that we can tell that it really is truly the same color. Really nuts. It's kind of cool when you put it like that. You can see it is all the same color. Number 6. Again, these eyes are the same color. Bring in a screenshot of one eye, paste it in, and drag it to the other eye. Crazy. So let's see. They don't look the same color, do they? So I grab this eye, paste it in, and it says this is going to be the same color. Boy, it is. That's so bizarro. That's so weird. I love it. What happens if I do it with this one? It looks blue over here, but it's not. It's an optical illusion. And again, what you should see are the eyes really the same color, and they are. Nuts, right? But I like how you can copy paste and prove it that they truly are the same color. I keep hitting one to hit arrow key to move the shape. That is just wild. So cool. Lastly, you are to recreate this image larger and in different colors. So you can see it's an interesting shape. And you know how you're going to go about tackling that. I'll leave it up to you, but draw it over here. You can use different colors, but the consistency should be that there's just 3 major shapes here. See what you can do with that one. I won't show you how to do this one. You can see that polyline would work. You can make it real big and trace over it. You could do all the shapes and then draw lines on the outside, or you could make sure that there's lines on the outside and maybe you have to heal some. Pardon me. But I'll leave you to try to recreate that and then turn this file in, and that's the assignment.